everybody, Lars here, and have I got a treat for you today. We are going to be tackling the Element Cup. Now, it is my personal favorite cup, besides Great League, of course, and man, we are going to get you to Legend if you're not already. Now, there are a couple different Pokemon to choose from, couple different strategies, but trust me, we're going to get there. Before we begin, please make sure to like and subscribe, and with that, let's get started. Alright, so a quick little peek before the actual cup began at PV Poke shows a couple different things we can go off of. We can tell which way the wind's blowing, and given this list, it's no surprise grass is heavily favored, and that is for a few reasons. First off, there is no ducklet to really keep it in check. So it's going to, obviously, like weeds, it's going to grow everywhere, and this cup is no exception. Now, for fire Pokemon, there are Vulpix, usually Shadow, sometimes non. I've seen a few non-Shadow, but mostly Shadow, as well as Slugma. Now, Slugma is there to keep our friend, the #1 person in this cup, supposedly supposed to dominate, Dewpider, in check, but I'll actually show you a way around that. And yeah, what you can do is you can build a team using the list with and it will be decent, it will be solid. And my wife actually tried that, and she's doing fairly well. But here's the thing. If you are trying to make it to Legend with 2 weeks left, you're going to need a little bit of a boost. And man, in Ultra, when I just got done with Ultra Premier, a lot of my Pokemon, like Galarian Stunfisk, were relying on really, really quick, fast moves so you can get that charged off. Whereas in Great League and in Element Cup, I rely on fast pressure. And I have the perfect person in mind. A lot of people already know about it, but if you don't, might as well bring them up. It's a Shadow. You can do Shadow or non-Shadow, but I'm going to show you the one person who's going to get you to Legend, who just let me go 15 battles without losing, had an amazing day, ready to start the next one here in a few minutes. And who is it? Our friend Slowpoke. He is going to murder everything. Watch these videos and check it out. And here we go. They are switching immediately to a Seel of their own, so we bring in Lotad. Gonna go ahead, they're gonna throw their Icy Wind, let it hit us. Our main goal here is to protect the king, with the king being our angry Shadow Slowpoke. We want them to absorb and to take as much damage as possible while retaining as many shields as possible, therefore allowing Slowpoke to come in and mop up with its fast attack. Now, with that in mind, or rather keep that in mind as you view these videos, you'll start to see it become more and more obvious as I get more comfortable with it. It took me a couple battles to really get used to it, but yeah, you'll start to see it happen. Now, just look at that damage. It does an insane amount of damage. And remember, everybody gets a free fast attack. So whenever they throw their charged, no problem, we get a freebie. All right, so we won that one. Now we're up against a Shadow Chikorita. Gonna go ahead and I use a shield there just because I didn't want our buddy to die too quickly. Switch, and they're switching as well. I like doing that switch just because it also gives me a feel for what they have in the back, because so far, as you notice, they usually do switch. Now, Lotad is a great option to go along with Seel just because it does, I use Razor Leaf, so it has that fast move pressure as well. And even against stuff like Vulpix, it still does a moderate amount of damage. All right, gonna let Seel die. Now we're bringing in Slowpoke. Using that last shield. Body slam. And now it's just a matter of getting Psychic off. And it is over. All right, on to the next battle. They're switching. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep Seel in. Throw that move, and bam, there it goes. Really, really rare to see a Pumpkaboo. I think I've only seen one. Yeah, I think this was the only one, the entire set. Not a bad choice, though. Grass and Ghost, not a bad choice at all. They have a Lotad of their own. We're going to go ahead and get our grass attack off. They opt not to shield. And now it becomes their Pokemon, which is Slugma versus our Slowpoke, and it's over. Next battle, they're using a Shadow Execute, which is kind of the basically a Slowpoke but a grass version. All right, gonna shield their attack because I don't want my Seel to die just yet. They are bringing in a Vulpix, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get rid of some of their shields, or at least one. Body Slam finishes off my Seel. I bring in Lotad, which you probably think is crazy, but yeah, same thing. I want to try to get it down to one Pokemon if I can. And if I'm lucky, I can get rid of some of their shields. So we're going to go ahead, and it's going to be our Slowpoke versus basically whatever they have in the back, which, lucky for us, there are a ton of Slugma hanging out. And one little boop, two little boops, that's it. Next battle. I'm going to send in Lotad. Now, you might think it's kind of a crazy move, but again, I'm trying to make sure that anything that can hurt Slowpoke, i.e. grass Pokemon, are dealt with. And by switching in Lotad, I had a feeling they're not going to switch. They're going to take advantage of the situation so I can at least chip away at Bulbasaur's health and get him out of there. Now they're bringing in a Seel of their own. And that's really, really what you guys should be doing, is any threats to Slowpoke, try to take them out. Don't worry about having Seel or Lotad die. As long as they have like 1.5 Pokemon left and you have 2 shields or even 1 shield, you should be good. All right, their Seel is done. They are bringing in Poliwag. Now for this one, I knew that their Pokemon, their Bulbasaur, had a attack left. I 100% knew, or at least I thought I knew. But that was that, no problem. Next battle. Another Seel. Seel is a very popular pick because of its fast move, Lick, combined with water and ice attacks. Make it a very desirable Pokemon for this league. We are just kind of chipping away at each other's. They opt to switch, which is great news for us. Oh no, I'm sorry, they don't switch. I thought they switched up. They came in a different battle, I'm sorry. They end up beating me because my Seel is less than optimal, but no worries. Send in Lotad to use a fast move, take theirs out. And now they bring in a Dewpider. And I was expecting to see way more Dewpider, and judging by the number of Slugmas, I think everybody else was as well. Mirror Coat action, and now it's time to bring in Slowpoke, and there it is, and good night, it's over. It's gonna bring in, and they actually use a charge move there. They shouldn't have, because I get that free fast attack. Even though it lowered my attack, they still shouldn't have used it. All right, I switched to Lotad, they switched to Vulpix. Body Slam. Gonna use, yep, they shield there. Gonna do as much damage as possible. And now we're gonna go ahead, I was kind of thinking for a second, gonna bring back in Seel. Gonna let them do their thing because they are weakened a little bit. Second one, still want to save those shields. Remember, the most important thing is to protect our Slowpoke because it is super, super squishy. That high damage comes at a price, and the price is squishiness. All right, another Slugma, no problem. Let's get it done. And again, they shouldn't have done that. They really, really shouldn't have used their charge because I get that freebie off to kill them. And that's that. Now, if you don't have a Slowpoke or a Shadow Slowpoke, it's totally okay. Try to get an Execute. And Execute, I think, has been out in Rocket Grunts a little bit more, so you might actually have one. Try to get a Shadow one, if not a regular one. Make sure it has a Confusion fast move. That is what we're looking for, okay? Now, as far as strategy, I talked about it in the battles, but please make sure that you understand. Our goal is to protect our person using the confusion move, that fast move. They're going to be squishy if they're execute, if they're Slowpoke, going to be squishy. So protect them. That means really, really, really conserving those shields. If you have to use a shield, use one, but don't use more than one. If you're out of shields, you are in trouble. Trust me, you will lose. Conserve those shields. Try, if you need to switch, go for it. See what they have. We're trying to get at least 2 of the 3 Pokemon down to where they have a very low amount of HP. So that way, Slowpoke can come in and give them, 1 or 2 little boops and be done. Also, be aware, you don't necessarily have to count if you're still having trouble with it, but don't die and allow or don't have like a sliver of health and then allow the opponent's Pokemon to farm you down with their fast and throw 1 or 2 charged moves, because that will happen with like Poliwag or Poliwag and Bulbasaur, anything that has really spammy moves that could potentially happen, so be aware of it. And now, lastly, go out there and have some fun, get to Legend, and if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask in the comments, and as always, please make sure to like and subscribe, and with that, have a great day.